Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi. Welcome to another Market Pulse for the 27th of March. Hope you're doing awesome. FYI, we're really red, and if you're in the market, you feel it. Hopefully, you're not in the market, or you're short, or you're deep in the money on your covered calls. That's what we do. Let me share a couple of things here, and hopefully this will work. This is my second shot at making this recording. Okay, looks like that is showing up there. Let's make sure. Okay. In any case, here we are. By the way, if you haven't registered for our event, we have an event coming up in Arizona, the Phoenix area, on the 17th through the 19th of April. A couple of rooms left right now, but we were just talking with the team that we might close it right away because we want to keep it really intimate. And we had a few people register over the weekend, or during the week, I should say. And so now we're looking at closing because we want to keep it really small. It's a strategy intensive. I want to go deep with you on your stocks, deep with you on your strategies that we're going to be looking at for the rest of the year, what stocks to buy, those kinds of things, what covered calls to do, and all that. And I want to work closely with everybody as much as possible. So it's not a typical bunch of, huge amount of people. It's a very small boutique kind of an event. It's at a beautiful resort in Chandler, Arizona, and there's a golf course there. So I'm looking forward to playing a little bit of golf and maybe meeting some of you there. So if you haven't registered, the link is at the bottom. Now would be the time to do it and get your room reserved as well, because I know they always sell out the room. So the other question I always ask everybody is, do you have a circuit breaker in your plan? I get people commenting on my YouTube channel, hey, I bought this stock at 100 and now it's at 50. What should I do? I'm like, what should you do? When it was at 100, you should have sold it at 93. And that is why you've got to have circuit breakers and trading stops in your plan. You can't just be holding on to stuff, because then you get stuck and it might be a year or two or five before you get the money back. So if you want me to if you want me to give you proof, just look at the Zoom chart from 2020 until now. Zoom went from 700 something dollars all the way down to 80, and it's still at 80. So it's still way down anyway. Anyway, got to have a circuit breaker in your plan, especially in this market. We are red, as you see on the screen. We got four red lights, and don't be trying to pick the bottom here. We're red until we're not, right? And that could change in a moment, right? As soon as there's a tweet or something that ends the war or whatever, things are going to change. But right now, if you've been fighting this, and I've been talking about a red market since the early part of March, so you've been sitting through this drop in the market of 15% or whatever it is, and it's not fun. And some of the tech stocks are going down even more than that. Let's talk about that. First, I want to show you what's going up, and that is the ETFs, the energy ETF. Now, this is kind of a hockey stick, so that scares me. So it might be long in the tooth on the buy on this. The buy on this was really back in here at 45, and now it's extended ever since this $55 area, which is where I think it's going to come back to. But that doesn't mean you step in front of a freight train here. This thing has continued to go up, but watch it, put it on your watch list for when it starts to go down, and maybe you can make a little bit of money shorting it. If that's your game, at least certainly be in the money on covered calls if you're going to do it. Bill Ackman says it's one of the best times in a long time to buy quality stock. Bill Ackman talks his book. He's a smart guy, but he does like to talk his book a lot. I've lost some good money following Bill Ackman, but he's right a lot too. So if this guy is talking about it's one of the best times in a long time to buy quality stock, maybe give it a few days and then he might be right. So let's look at the other end of the spectrum. There is about a 50% chance now. And this is why I don't like all these, this was chance. Because at the beginning of the year, there was a chance for two rate cuts or whatever. And now it's a chance for rate hikes. And so you could see this chance for rate hikes is showing itself in this decline in the bond market. By the way, this is supposed to be the biggest and safest market in the world. Like, I don't know about you, but a treasury that drops from $92 all the way down to $85 is not very safe. That's more than that's what sounds like about a 9-10% correction in the safest money in the world. Like, why are we listening to this nonsense that it's the safest money in the world? Look at this chart. Like, you want to make fun of Bitcoin being volatile? This is just as volatile as Bitcoin is, and it's supposed to be safe. So it's even worse, in my opinion, because it sucks you in. So don't be buying the treasuries. Don't be selling the treasury. Don't do any. Just watch the market for the information it's giving you. And basically, it's saying that the market is more risky when treasuries are declining, more lack of faith in the U.S. market. All right. So let's talk about what's going on. The NASDAQ is rolling over. As you can see, it's given back all of the gains all the way back until what? August, where this is where it is today. That's 8, 9 months of gains. That's significant. Um, and it's giving you, it doesn't look like there's any letting up. We've got new lows gapping down. Uh, you know, Everybody thinks the war is going to end, but the war has gone on for a month and it's not ending. And this market is not doing much better. S&P 500, same thing. It's below the 200-day moving average. The Dow Jones is below the 200-day moving average. The only one that isn't is the New York Stock Exchange Composite, but it's below the 50 and above the 200. But boy, that's a nasty downtrend for 3 weeks, right? And so you can't get sucked in. The people say, "Oh, market timing doesn't work." Oh, yeah? Well, if it doesn't work, then tell me why it worked here. Like this system that I have doesn't work all the time. Nothing works all the time in the stock market, but it's right about 75, 80% of the time. This market has gone down ever since, this area right here where we had three red lights. And we have a fourth one now. There was actually four red lights back then. So, I don't buy this market timing doesn't work. You want to be in? Yeah, you want to be in, but you want to be smart. Like, don't be an idiot because somebody says on TV that market timing doesn't work because they're either selling ads or your broker is, making fees by keeping you in the market. Like, that's stupid. Now you have to wait, for 8 months of gains to come back if you've been out of the market. The volatility index, you could see this trend has been moving upward. That's the panic index. So panic is starting to slowly move upward. And, it will end one day, but it's going to revert to the mean at some point, like it did right there, right here. But it's tough. All right. Apple. Apple came down, touched its 50-day moving average last week. Now it's bouncing. I think Apple's fairly healthy. In comparison to what else is going on, it's got a 68 relative strength rating. Might come back and touch this 200-day moving average again, but like to me, that's a healthy test. I would just like to see a little bit more volume on Apple, but not a lot of people buying Apple because they really haven't done much in AI, but they're getting lucky on AI, like I've mentioned in some of my other videos. So let's go to NVIDIA. Unfortunately, NVIDIA is not doing that great. In fact, it's rolling over. I thought it was going to stick around below at the 170 level, but now it's blown through that and not on insignificant volume, but not high volume. I like NVIDIA. We all like NVIDIA. It's the most valuable company in the world, but it's telling us a story that the AI story that we're hearing is not translating to any more gains in the market for now. And I think there's a bit of a shift going on in AI. So be careful if you're trying to play the AI to the upside. It's not fertile right now for sure. Micron Technology missed, the day after numbers, it came down significantly. It recovered, and since then, it's just been, pooping basically, and it's down below the 50-day moving average now. I don't think there's too much trouble with it, but it is losing a tiny bit of relative strength. I think it wants to fill this gap at 350 or 348 or whatever that is. I think actually the level is, I know it's hard to believe, but if we lose the 50-day, if we lose more of the 50-day, in other words, we spend more time down here, I think all this area, this 260 area starts to become in play. So be careful, look out below on Micron because this could tank really quickly. Amazon, same thing. This is doing what's called a dreaded H pattern. And so I will just kind of draw that pattern here. See that H pattern right there? If this stock goes below 196 and it looks like it's headed there on this volume candle, look out below. So hopefully that won't happen. But you never know. Even the big ones can go down as well. All right. Meta Platforms, another, as my nephew would have called it when he was 3 years old, another stinky poopy head stock. There is a little bit of trouble in Meta here. They're really trying to consolidate. They're trying to get into this AI business. I think they're barking up the wrong tree. I wouldn't bet against them, but I got to tell you, man, this 479 on this chart looks very, very probable to me. This is weak volume on gap downs. Be careful if you're in Meta or if you're thinking about Meta. Don't try to catch this falling knife because this is ugly. Look at the volume on these two candles after the gap down. Bad stuff. All right. Sienna, making a high, and looks like it's trying to. Well, that's a reversal candle. I call these railroad tracks. Bill O'Neill calls these railroad tracks. I think there might be a little bit of trouble up here at the top of Siena. And you know what? We're going to leave it right there because the market's red, and you can feel it if you're in the market. So please, please, please protect your capital. Be careful. There will be a time to scoop in and buy stuff, but right now you're just grabbing a falling knife and you're going to get bloody. So let's try to keep you from that. Have a great weekend. If you haven't registered for the event and you want to come, I'd love to have you there. But we're almost full. So register now, and we'll go from there. Link at the bottom. Anyway, catch you on the next Market Pulse. Have a great week. Bye.